We have been ADOS have been experimenting on. We've been given syphilis, and I observed how we would how syphilis will impact our bodies. The babies have been given lead. I think we should be ADOS should have free medical care from birth through the end of life. Okay, so that's another thing. And then so each critical area of life, education, housing, health. Okay, all of those areas is should be there should be a policy. There should be something that is specifically targeted to improve the quality of life for those descendants of American slavery.
And you believe that this should be instituted even if the majority of Americans don't support it?
Well, again, I don't give a damn if the majority of Americans support it or not. I'm talking, this is a bill that is old. I would hope that we have allies who will be on the side of justice and fairness, okay? At this point, I don't care.
Well, yes, your position is that America is an unjust and unfair place.
And I think there's a lot of evidence to corroborate.
I mean, you are going to have some allies, CNN, you going these other leftist organizations.
Allies, CNN,
they are today.
CNN
they are now.
It's not our ally. We don't, because ADS do not consider CNN to be an ally.
Some don't. Like the ones that I know that identify with, say, being Republicans or being conservatives. No, they don't fall under that umbrella. But anybody else, they do fall under that umbrella. A whole lot of them see CNN and the rest of the news media as their friend.
I see ADOS. No, we follow the new black media. We do not follow CNN, ABC, NBC.
Only some.
ADOS follow the new black media.
Only some.
And that's who we follow. Okay.
But only some do.
The majority of ADOS follow the new black media.
No.
I don't even watch CNN. I don't even watch ABC.
You don't. But
watch NBC.
I can see right now. I'm looking at this. I'm looking in this camera right now at all these books behind you, and the average American descendant of a slave is not going to have a book, and this is just a portion of the books that we can see behind you. So I don't think it's fair to just say just because you're doing something that most other black people are. Most of them are not doing that. Most of them are not looking at the new black media. Most of them are not, they may be.
That I know, the ADOS people that I know are tuning in to the new black media. We don't watch CNN.
Most of them are.
We don't watch ABC.
Most
we don't
of them
watch NBC, because you watch it, you're going to be ill-informed.
Yeah, but that's right. So that's a small. Across the board, most people think that they can trust CNN. Across the board. Most people do.
And that's why they.
And when I say across the board, I'm really not. Because I'm not including conservatives or the political right in that, because for the most part, the political right looks at CNN as fake news, and they look at all of them as fake news. But the average person is not seeing this as fake news. I'm on Twitter every day. Mm-hmm. I'm on these news sites every day, reading the comments, and it's apparent to me, even when I'm out in the street, when I'm driving Uber, and people are giving up the tapes on themselves and where their political views are. Mm-hmm. The average person is not looking at. They're looking at traditional media. They think the New York Times is valid, the Washington Post is valid, CNN, MSNBC,
Disney. If
all of these.
Think those are valid, then you think Disney is also.
So they
You believe in Mickey Mouse.
They believe in wokeness, right? Mickey Mouse and wokeness and all that kind of stuff.
Well, you can't put wokeness on the same
woke culture. It is absolutely. It's right there. Yeah, it's right there. This woke thing.
How?
Woke. Yeah, wokeness.
No, but I'm saying, how could you put that on the same level as a Disney
Oh,
movie?
because they're all dealing with imaginary things. They're all dealing with characters that are created or caricatures of historical characters. They're dealing with imaginary concepts.
Come on,
So they
Keyshawn. Come on.
wokeness is jokeness. Wokeness is a joke. Wokeness is it's fraudulence. It's a new fake religion that is designed to stir people up emotionally. It grows off of emotional responsiveness, but is not based on reality.
Well, and from as I listen to you describe being woke, or some people describe it as being awake, my thinking goes travels to the whole thing of when, and I don't remember exactly how it's stated, but how a new idea is laughed at first, is laughed about and is mocked, and then somewhere down the line, people say, "Well, that makes a ton of sense."
Well,
It goes through this whole process.
But that is happening.
It goes through this
10 or
whole
15
process.
years ago,
And I think
10 or
that-
15 years ago, a man would not be able to say, well, Monday I was a man, but Tuesday I'm a woman, and now I'm going to compete in women's sports, and I'm going to break the records. So 15 years ago, that would have been a joke. We would have laughed at it. But now, due to the proliferation of woke culture, today I can go become a female athlete just by declaring that I'm a female and maybe taking hormone treatment for a year or something like that. Go and break all kinds of records, and now I'll be celebrated. But that's not that is wokeness. That's
No, that's
yeah.
not woke. That's
No,
that's LGBT history.
No. I'm saying literally.
No.
I'm
That's being awake. That's
No.
LGBT. That's how far.
Well,
LGBT
none of that is being awake.
That
saying
doesn't have anything to do with
I'm saying
awake.
well, wokeness.
You're taking hormones to change.
No,
gender
I'm saying
temporarily.
wokeness is outside. I'm not
That's
defining.
LGBT history.
No,
That's
I'm not
woke.
defining wokeness, and you're not defining wokeness. Wokeness is a thing. Like if you can hashtag woke and then see what comes up. I'm saying that it's a social phenomenon in America and abroad. Wokeness is a relatively tightly defined thing. I'm not just kind of using the word wokeness.
Let me say, when I say being awake, ADOS, being awake is, I mean, being really understanding the state of affairs of ADOS. And that is financial. That is all aspects.
So name some people who are, I guess, so I can get an idea and other people can get an idea of like who are like is Ta-Nehisi Coates, New Black Media, and one of these woke.
I would say, well,
ADOS?
I would say that he certainly would fall under the category as, if he may not agree with this, but I would say he certainly would be a member of the New Black Media.
Okay. Can you name a couple other people?
Vicky Dillard is part of the New Black Media, which is the Fly Nubian Queens blog, and then you have Tone Talks, which is another part of the New Black Media.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have what's your name? Breaking Brown, which is another part of the New Black Media. I would say Professor Black Truth is another.
Would Cornell West fall into
Cornell
this?
West would not fall.
Okay.
And even though I love Dr. West and I have his books and I read his books, I don't think though Dr. West will fall under the New Black Media.
Okay.
No,
So somebody like Mark Lamont Hill.
No, I would even say I think he's more the right wing. I don't see him as far.
Oh well, he's definitely not right.
Well,
right wing.
Well, depending on who you ask.
I mean, I think he probably wouldn't like it himself
I don't see him as a member of the New Black Media, and I think many other people who are part of the New Black Media would say that he's not.
All right.
The Professor Black Truth. There's just so many. Oh, I would say also
Tariq Nasheed
is part of the New Black
Okay.
Media. These are all individuals who I follow in all.
Would you put like an Umar Johnson in that group? And what about, let's say, Charlemagne and the Breakfast Club?
No. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Charlemagne and the Breakfast Club is, there's nothing new about them. I think it's a farce.
Okay.
I think that's farce news.
Got you.
Okay. That's all I'm going to say about that. I think there's one intellectual on the Breakfast Club. No. I don't think there's one true intellectual on the Breakfast Club.
Okay.
So, but those when I think of New Black Media,
so I'm kind of, and I've learned this term from you, New Black Media. So I'm just trying to get an idea of who you are.
And it really the old black guard. When we're talking about the old black newscasters,
Tavis
Tavis Smiley would be part of the New Black Media. Tavis Smiley would definitely be part of the New Black Media because he was sounding the alarm about Obama when people were like, "Oh, don't talk."
What about Roland Martin?
Roland Martin is part of the old black guard. He's not considered the New Black Media. The New Black Media is really ADOS. It's really you have to have you have to be formally a member of ADOS.
Isn't Roland Martin?
Roland Martin is an immigrant.
Is he?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Where is he from?
I believe he's from Haiti.
Really? Okay.
Roland Martin is not considered.
I got you.
The New Black Media.
I got
Joy
you.
Reid is not considered the New Black Media.
Okay.
So she's an immigrant also.
Okay. And if there's a
and again, I'm not saying anything bad about.
Right.
I'm saying that this is you say who is.
And I'm just trying to get some understanding of who you referring to.
And it is ADOS.
So if you take some of these people who are let's say a lot more right leaning Trump supporters, but they kind of they have large YouTube followings, or what would you consider them also?
The New Black Media has as its focus the benefit of ADOS.
Strictly,
so
gotcha.
If Trump has policies that's going to benefit ADOS, ADOS will vote for Trump if he's able to show and advocate for tangibles in a very meaningful way. ADOS will vote for Trump.
So what?
They're voting for people who have our interests, who are unashamed, who isn't going to whisper.
So how do you? So
we want somebody who's going to shout it from the mountaintop that these policies are for ADOS only to make right what was wrong.
So what did you think when Donald Trump spoke to black people and he said, "Vote for me. What do you have to lose?"
In some ways, Trump. What he said, I think that.
Do you think his policies have benefited black people?
The way he said it, because Trump can be so in your face. It was unsettling, but in many ways, I think Trump was right that we have been voting Democratic for years. And we really, the Democrat Party has taken our vote for granted. We haven't gotten anything. Just vote Democrat. And when I say the ADOS is awake, it's like now we're saying, no, we're not going to give you our vote unless our vote is in exchange. It's a give and take. I give you my vote with the understanding that you're going to give A, B, C, D. Okay, I'm not just going to give you my vote. So if these politicians do not advocate, and not for people of color, which I don't know what the hell that means, but if they do not advocate for ADOS, here's what we're going to do for ADOS specifically, and you outline 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then they're going to get our vote. Okay, show us tangible. I don't want to know what you're going to do for the alphabet people and all of these other groups. I don't give a damn. What are you going to do for ADOS?
So now, when you spoke before about allies, wouldn't some of these groups be the allies?
Well, the
so don't you have to?
People used to be an ally of blacks, of ADOS. They used to be a strong ally. But as the story goes, you know, a staunch conservative, very staunch, ultra conservative. I forget his name, but he orchestrated the LGBT political conservative ultra right, which makes it really almost surreal, because when you think about LGBT rights and the history.
Are you referring to somebody like a politician or?
No, yeah. And I'm forgetting this dude's name, but he ushered in, played a huge role in conservatism, LGBT.
Okay, but so I guess more generally, should ADOS help or be concerned about the issues of whomever the ally?
If you are concerned about us and you're willing to put one foot forward and another foot, then we are going to be concerned about you. It's been too long. We have given our body, mind, soul, spirit in helping other people, other groups, but they don't reciprocate. Now, when we were being shot in the street, did you see LGBT people marching and saying,
you mean like in the 60s?
Right? No, recently. Did you see white women marching and saying this is not right, that these kids shouldn't be shot?
Yes.
I
did.
White women marching?
Yeah.
Did you see LGBT?
I saw a lot of white.
Did you see Mexicans marching?
A lot of white.
Did you see Hispanics marching?
Yes.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell to the no.
No. That's not true. In fact, most of the time.
No, you did not.
No. That's not true. Most of the time, you'll find Antifa at these places, and as far as I can tell, most Antifa members are white.
I did not see my own self. I did not see LGBT.
I definitely
on the
did.
front line saying blacks, ADOS youth should not be shot in the.
Well, they're not calling them ADOS.
I did not see LGBT allies. I didn't see white women allies. I didn't see Mexican.
Yeah.
I didn't see Hispanic allies.
I've seen them.
They were not there in droves.
Yeah,
they were not there in droves.
Well, I've seen them. I'm not going to offer them too much of a defense, because I think all of them are working against the larger interests of black people in America. Mm-hmm. I don't support any of those groups politically. I don't support Black Lives Matter. They all fall under the same umbrella to me. They are a bunch of troublemakers. They're not concerned with addressing.
Black Lives Matter has lost its footing. They did serve a purpose earlier, but between the purpose that they initially served and now, it's quite obvious they lost their footing.
Yeah.
But the point being is that ADOS, yes, we need allies, and we have been a faithful ally to many groups. We really have. We have stood by Hispanics. We have stood by many groups, and in terms of fighting for fairness, okay. But a lot of those groups do not fight with us. And Dr. Henry Clark said, "We have no friends. We have no friends."
Yeah, well, I do think that Dr. Henry Clark was blind, not just physically but mentally. So let me. Do you? I don't want to draw it out too much, because we gonna run out of digital tape here. So do you think that Donald Trump's policies so far have been beneficial for
Donald Trump's
ADOS?
Policies, his legal policies in terms of people getting out of prison and being able to start over. I think that they impact ADOS in a
I really like that. That's one of my favorite things
and I
about.
love his immigration policy.
I do too.
I think it's the best thing for America, Donald Trump's immigration policy.
So, do you think that right now Donald Trump is doing well enough to have at least earned the vote of ADOS?
I think that there are many policies, or maybe a few policies that are really outstanding under the leadership of Donald Trump. And as I said, his immigration policy, I think, is second to none. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, I think the wall should be built, and I think I think the whole immigration policy should be revamped. I think people should be vetted for years, etc., etc., etc. I just think he is on target.
The wall going up.
On target
Oh, the wall going up.
His immigration policy, the
wall is going up.
He is helping to usher in new legal, social justice, policies that are impacting in a huge way African Americans who are by far who fill a lot of prisons. And he also has started this economic reform in terms of giving money to areas of cities, okay, that is heavily populated with ADOS. Now, a lot of people argue that, okay, yes, he's doing that, and that's a great thing, but it's being usurped, it's being shoehorned again by people who are hell bent on gentrification. So it can be, while it's a positive, I can see how it's.
You don't think gentrification is good for neighborhoods?
I don't think gentrification is good for ADOS neighborhoods. Yes, the reality is when white folk move into a neighborhood, you're going to find some things that I love, such as more bookstores, such as more art galleries, such as more antique shops, such as the coffee shops and some other things that come with that. But why can't that be here right now in this?
Because they're gonna get robbed.
Neighborhood.
Because they're gonna get robbed when they close up at night.
Art galleries. Why can't we have the coffee shop?
Because they'll get robbed and killed.
Like
The same reason the Chinese people have to have bulletproof glass when they do their business.
well,
You remember that spate of killings of Chinese store owners some years back in Philly? There were multiple killings.
obviously it wasn't enough because they're still here, and I'm not.
Yeah, no,
saying
I don't, and it doesn't sound that way.
In a flippant manner.
Yeah, it
but I'm
doesn't
saying
sound that way.
It didn't scare them off. Okay.
Well, no.
Okay, because
I mean,
they're still doing business.
Yeah, but I mean, they have to.
Okay.
You know, they got to
No,
feed
they
their
don't
families.
have to.
They got to feed their families.
And this is what I'm saying. ADOS, we have to. We
Wake up.
Well, we are waking up, but I'm saying take more control of our communities. That if you're going to participate in our community, you should be held accountable. 10% of your earnings of all businesses money should go back to the community. Okay.
And in what sense?
Supporting scholarships and other programs.
You saying like, is this in any community when a business comes in? They should.
I can't speak for Hispanic communities. I'm speaking again for ADOS. ADOS have helped everybody. I'm talking my own community. ADOS. I think if people are doing business in ADOS's community, they should be charged with giving 10% of the annual earnings.
What about
to help ADOS?
What about
People
ADOS
within the
business owners?
The same
Same
if
thing.
you're operating, again, if you have a business that's serving principally ADOS, you should be held responsible.
Do you think there should be a cultural practice or like a legal?
I would like it to be voluntarily, but if it can't, for it to be legal. Communities can do what they wish if they come together. Community members can say, if you want to operate in our community, here's what you're going to do. At the end of the year, 10% of your earnings you're going to give it back to us.
Or else what?
Or else you'll be shut down. Just
like L&I shut down, or like
none of us
Molotov cocktail shut down?
None of us will buy from you.
Okay.
And you'll be shut down in less than 6 months. None of us will buy.
I would like to see that type of organization. That's strong.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't even have a. I would like to see that type of organization. That's power.
That is power.
And see,
right.
and that's why I don't believe in white privilege and white supremacy, because power really rests in the hands of the people. And that, like what you just described, is real power. Mm-hmm. Power that can be put into action as long as people are organized enough. And there's nothing anybody can do about that. You can't pass laws against it. You cannot resist that.
If you're going to have that store on the corner, if these Dominicans are going to operate this store on the corner, it's understood before you get there, 10% of your earnings will be given back to this community.
I mean, that's...
And if not, you'll be shut down within 6 months.
That's strong. I like that. I would like more to see some of the people in the community opening up these stores instead of waiting for Dominicans or waiting for Chinese people.
Well, you know why. In terms of the business loans.
Well, yes.
You do know who gets the business loans.
I don't
Immigrants.
think. Yeah, they do. But I don't know if they're getting it because
they're...
Yeah, but I guess let's just say though that I don't know if somebody that an American descendant of a slave, as you would say, with good enough credit, a good enough business plan, a good enough presentation.
Are you saying that we don't have the ability, the right, or that we don't have the ability?
We definitely have the right.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, we definitely have the right. The ability is just up. That's up for grabs. It should. I don't see any reason.
I've often, and I have looked into this. Who gets business loans first?
Yeah.
And the reality is, if you're an immigrant, you're going to get a business loan first.
I mean, that is true. Mm-hmm. That's true. But I also, I don't know how many. New cars I've seen in the hood, and multiple pairs of Jordans, fancy watches and jewelry and all of this. People got money.
And then you have churches on every corner.
Oh, right, and they're sucking up a whole lot.
And then you have these immigrants with the liquor license.
Yeah.
Who are in these stores, delis.
So to go back to Donald Trump real quick. So it sounds like that was close to an endorsement, if not an endorsement. It's 2020.
Out of all of the politicians, the Democrats and Republicans, I love Donald Trump's immigration policy. I think it's second to none. I would go on video and I would say it and I shout it from the hilltop. And I love.
If you had to cast a vote tonight for a president, would you vote for Donald Trump?
That's a very good question. I would like to see more tangibles. And ultimately, I want a politician that is open to not studying reparations, but ushering in reparations in some manner, shape, or form. I'm not saying it's all going to happen overnight, but if you can say, well, we're going to start it by, at least forgiving loans, college loans for DOS because they've been barred from going to school, that they've been killed. And we're going to allow them to go. If you want to go to graduate school, you can go free. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Will we still be able to access loans, or is it just
need them because
no? But what somebody say, not even like to pay for living expenses. Say somebody say, I want to become a full-time student.
Okay. Well, here's the thing, and that's a very good thing. it would need to be worked out, but part of, because we know if you're pursuing graduate studies, right, that your living expenses have to be paid for, and most times the loan covers your being able to live in graduate housing and things of that sort. So if you're allowed to go to school free, it would be assumed that you would be able to partake of being able to
do you think that should
housing.
also be
I think the whole
offered for
package,
free?
I think the whole package should
whatever
should be.
is required for you to get through,
that's going to benefit, that allow you to study,
to actually take advantage of it.
inhibited,
Gotcha.
meaning that you can go to school, you can study, you can become a doctor, you can become a lawyer, you can
Should you be able to choose your own housing, or
that's neither here or there. I'm more interested if let's say the package says that you'll be able to live in graduate housing at the school, then fine. Because when it's all said and done, it's not about housing, it's about pursuing advanced graduate studies. Okay, so the thing is about, you'll be able to earn these degrees and study what you want, and you'll be able to do it free. Okay, because again, you were killed if you knew how to read, and you couldn't read. We didn't want you to read. We didn't want you to do anything. Learn. We wanted you to be stupid, and so as a way of making up for that, we're going to allow you to learn as much as you want. Okay, and I think that's a fair type of reparations for education.
I don't think that that's thoroughly unfair. What I would like to see is a national referendum on this subject, and if a majority of the people were for it, I would acquiesce. Like, I don't have a strong position. I mean, if somebody want to cut me a check for $50,000 and get rid of my school loans and all of that, and the majority of Americans say, yeah, we like that idea, give me my check. I'm going to take it. I'm going to spend it. I'm going to do something with it, invest it, or whatever I want to do. If a majority of Americans said, no, we don't like that idea. We believe this. We don't support reparations for enough people don't. I can live with that too. I wouldn't feel the need to have a political revolution and overturn the system because I didn't get that goal. I do think what you said is not so ridiculous. In terms of reparations, I still don't agree that there's a thing called white supremacy, or you didn't mention white privilege, but I don't believe in white privilege. I don't believe in racism as in somebody, but I do think that culture and race is very tightly braided together so that there can be apparent racism.